Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a quick newscast for the iPhone, of course, the Apple conference that was yesterday, which will include the iPhone, the iPod Touch, and the iPod Nano. Now, just to go quickly through it, the iPhone 5, if we would look at the comparisons, it is obviously a little bit longer than the iPhone 4S, it's lighter than the iPhone 4S, and it has the new connector, that being the Lightning connector, and it has a Nano SIM card, which is even smaller, so you're going to have to go to your service provider and switch your SIM card. And that's pretty much it. It has obviously the A6 chip, which is twice as fast as the A5, but that's pretty much it. Apple made it pretty sure that they will not focus on their weak points, that being their processor, which is, I do believe, one of the main things on a phone. You do want a quick and a powerful phone. While the iPhone 5 has 1GB RAM, A6 processor, power TVC, and the Samsung S3 has 1GB of RAM as well, but it has the Exynos 4412 quad-core or 1.4 GHz. So you can clearly see that the Samsung is on quad-core while the iPhone 5 is still on dual, but they still haven't released the exact specs of their actual processor itself. But this probably is one of the fields that still the Samsung Galaxy S3 is still going to be beating, and the iPhone 5 as well. So otherwise, screen-wise, it is pretty much standard. They didn't really change the screen, and they also added the forward front camera has been ramped up to 1.2 megapixels. So of course you can look at the stats here. And yes, so one more thing, I just saw the wireless cellular network and hardware has been substantially improved, so you do receive better signals and hopefully future tech in terms of being able to receive different Wi-Fi compatibilities and 3GS compatibilities. So this is really it for the iPhone 5. Nothing really changed there, it's just a little bit longer. Same width, you have a little bit lighter. Battery has been improved by 25 hours, and a new connector, and that's pretty much it. Of course, it is a metal back, and you do have those weird-ass earphones that they stuck to it. So this pretty much wraps up the iPhone 5 in comparison, and of course comes with the iOS 6 with a wonderfully new, amazing, extravagantly first-time introduction of such new features. I'm just taking the piss out of it because really the iOS is pretty much playing catch-up for the Google Android. But let's jump quickly to the iPod Touch. The iPod Touch is literally the same size as the iPhone, which obviously comes in, you can say, they come in correlation because they do get launched between, obviously every new iPhone has the iPod Touch. Incredibly new. While it is the same thing, it's not really new. You always make the iPod Touch the same design as the iPhone that you are releasing, so that's the same thing. Of course, it's not metal back, you do have different colors. Plastic reduces the costs. You do have those earphones, weird earphones with it. Of course, the same size as the iPhone 5, which you just released. Literally, it's the same thing as the iPhone 5 without the 3G capabilities, without, of course, the ability to phone, but with the A5 chip, which is slower than the iPhone 5, that keeps the cost down. And that's pretty much it. Of course, you do have the Lightning connection. And that pretty much wraps up the iPod Touch. So no changes there, same old shit, just with a new connection and iPhone 5 size and iPhone 4S chip. So that wraps up the iPod Touch. Now, the iPod Nano, they are completely re-nanoed, okay, and they actually put in the news, it's pretty funny, they put reinvented. Well, it's not really reinvented. I'll tell you exactly why this happened. The iPod Nano is a little mix between the old iPod Nano and the iPod Touch. They realized that the Apple market is a huge market. Unfortunately, a lot of people can't use a lot of apps on the Nano because the screen's too damn small. So they increased the size of the screen, which means that your phone or your iPod Nano, is now compatible with or being able to use more applications on the damn thing. It means now you can play games on it, now you can do more things on the iPod Nano because the screen is just that tad bit, a little bit bigger. So that pretty much makes it more marketable and brings in more revenue. So the iPod Nano is pretty much the same thing. It's a little bit stretched from the typical Nano. You do have, of course, the different colors for the iPod Nano, like your iPod Touch, and that's pretty much covers it. Of course, you do have that Lightning and the earphones. All of them do have the Lightning connector and the earphones, and this pretty much covers the iPod Nano. Nothing really new and wonderful there, and they finally did stick their radio in. Wonderful, you do finally have a radio with it. So this covers the Apple conference. In general, I don't know, I do have the Android Samsung S3 Galaxy Nexus, I do have the Galaxy S3, and I'm pretty happy with it because I had the iPhone 3, 3S, and 4. I didn't go for the 4S. I decided to switch to the Galaxy S3. In general, I don't know, I would say the Galaxy S3 still is substantially better. I do have a much larger screen. Okay, it might be a little bit heavier, who cares? Battery life is pretty good for me. I'm happy with the battery life of the Galaxy S3, and of course I don't need to jailbreak my phone every time I want to customize something for my Galaxy S3. And of course all the features and functionalities that I do have on my Galaxy S3 have been there substantially way before any of those features do come on the limited blocked down iOS. So this is just you can say a user telling you frankly why I have been, or why I switched to the Android S3, and it really is the same feel as the iPhone. Of course, it's substantially more open and you can do a hell of a lot more things with it. Well, this is it. This covers the quick update in terms of the actual Apple conference. Overall, it's the same old, nothing really new, to be honest. Not really ecstatic. I thought they'd come with something new. They just grabbed the same things they have, improved them slightly, and splattered on a lot of adjectives, and people are going to buy it. So, as always, take care, happy gaming, and see you guys in my other newscast. Bye.